Thanks, Ben. The headlines in the southeast today. A year after the tragedy that claimed the life of the Kent security guard, Gabby Hutchinson's family say they're still waiting for justice.
All we want to do is give a voice to the people that don't have it anymore.
6 Hastings councillors defect from Labour in protest against the party's leadership.
Now Pedro, one touch onto his right side. What a finish!
And seagulls flying high, a glorious night at the Amex as Brighton win their place in the Europa League last 16. Hello, welcome to the programme. I'm Ellie Crisell. The family of a security worker from Kent who died after a crush at the O2 Brixton Academy in London say they're still waiting for justice a year on. 23-year-old Gabby Hutchinson from Gravesend was killed on duty at the venue when fans without tickets tried to force their way into a show. Gabby's family are calling for anyone with information to come forward. Hannah Rowe reports.
December the 15th, 2022, promised to be a brilliant night out at the Brixton O2 Academy. Afrobeats artist Ashake was performing a sold-out gig to thousands of fans. But not long into the show, the evening turned into a disaster.
3,000 people have broken the doors outside, and because of security, the police have asked us to close the show.
Hundreds of ticketless fans stormed the gates, and 2 people died in the crush. 33-year-old Rebecca Icamello from East London and 23-year-old security contractor Gabby Hutchinson from Gravesend, killed on duty at the venue. 1 year on, Gabby's family are still looking for answers. They say Ashake needs to tell his fans to help with the investigation.
These people have cameras, they have lots of statements that they can give, and any single piece of information, even if it's the person to my right was wearing this outfit and they were recording, that's information that could help the police in the appeal. And at the end of the day, all we want to do is give a voice to the people that don't have it anymore.
Police have today released images of people they'd like to speak to. They're urging a number to come forward and help.
And these images are of individuals who I believe can answer some questions with regard to what they heard or saw. I believe them to be key witnesses and key individuals that can help us that we haven't as yet identified.
The investigation goes on, and the Hutchinsons can only hope it'll provide the answers they need. Hannah Rowe, BBC South East Today.
Downing Street has said that a fatal incident involving a migrant boat in the Channel serves as a stark reminder of how dangerous these crossings are. 1 person died and another is in a critical condition after the boat carrying 66 migrants got into difficulty this morning, 8 kilometres off the French coast. So far this year, more than 29,000 people have been detected crossing the Channel in small boats. A rapist who attacked 2 victims in East Kent has been jailed for a total of 24 years. Christopher Key from Folkestone was recorded sexually assaulting and attacking the victim through her mobile phone in April 2020. He was also sentenced for raping a boy on a train from Margate in March this year. Passengers in the southeast are being urged to plan their journeys over the Christmas period because of widespread changes to services. Southern, Thameslink, Gatwick Express trains are all affected. Go via Thameslink Railway says the week before Christmas will be particularly busy as they introduce their seasonal timetable. There's also planned engineering work by Network Rail. 6 Hastings councillors have resigned from Labour, saying the National Party no longer provides them with the policies, support or focus on local government that they need. The councillors say they've set up their own independent group, which they feel will leave them better able to serve the town. The group includes the council leader and deputy leader.
It looks as if the remaining councillors will have to find a way of creating an administration and a leader in order to do things like setting the budget for next year, which we know in Hastings will be very difficult.
Well, our political editor Charlotte Wright joins me now. Charlotte, what's prompted this move?
Well, this is quite the row between these councillors and the National Labour Party, and the statement that these councillors have published is pretty damning. One councillor, Simon Willis, says the Westminster Labour Party has threatened and delivered contempt and injustice to him and his colleagues. The deputy leader of the council, Maya Evans, says the party has lost its way, leaning into right-wing policies and rhetoric. And she also says that they're being micromanaged by Westminster officials. She had hoped to run to be the party's MP in the town at the next election, and she says she was blocked from that. And she also says that she's been blocked from standing as a councillor again in the May elections. So clearly there is a big row going on between these councillors and the National Labour Party.
Indeed, and as we heard there from Professor Travers, Hastings Council is in a bit of difficulty, isn't it?
Yeah, a really kind of perilous financial situation at the moment. And the Labour Party, the National Labour Party, have come out and blamed these councillors for that. They don't pull any punches in their response. They say these councillors are responsible for performative gesture politics, which they say has driven the council to effective bankruptcy. We don't know who's going to be running the council now, because these councillors are going to continue as independents, but they don't have a majority on the council, so we'll have to wait to hear what the other councillors decide to do about that.
Interesting times. Charlotte, thank you. Now, onto football. It was another night of European glory for Brighton last night. The Seagulls beat Marseille to top their group and progress through to the last 16 of the Europa League. Ian Palmer reports.
There's something special happening at the Amex. The fans know it, the players know it, and he knows it.
Gross, João Pedro, one touch onto his right side. What a finish! The Europa specialist is at it again!
João Pedro took 88 minutes to decide who was going to win the group. At the same time, the striker opened a new chapter in the Brighton and Hove Albion history book.
Electric.
It was
Electric.
the best
Unbelievable.
feeling ever. The best feeling ever.
Seeing that back of that net bulge, nothing like it.
Before the tournament started, the Gloomsters and the Doomsters said Brighton couldn't compete in Europe. They said the Seagulls are flying too high. They said the White Bird's wings needed clipping. But here they are, winners of Group B, and through to the knockout stages of the Europa League.
Fantastic, just so brilliant. Have faith, knew we were going to do it, obvious at the start.
Looked as though it's slipping away, but we scored really right at the best time we could have done, really. But it was a tremendous game, I really enjoyed it.
God help you!
The assault on Fortress Europe takes a break until March. Can the blue and white stripes scale the mountain once more? Why not, I hear you say. They've come this far. Ian Palmer, BBC South East Today.
Fighting talk from Ian Palmer there. Let's take a look at the weather this lunchtime. John Hammond joins us. Hello, John. So it's looking cold behind you, but you're going to tell me that it's not that cold.
It's not that cold, Ellie. Yeah, it was a chilly old dawn. There were a few mist patches, and I think fog actually will be the only hazard really weather-wise over the next few days and nights. Not much prospect of frost or even snow for that matter, not yet anyway. A mild outlook through this weekend and a lot of dry weather as well. Now I think this might be a little bit optimistic. There might be a few bright spells, but a lot more cloud I think through this afternoon. But temperatures higher than they have been recently, nudging into double figures in some places, and the wind's fairly light. Now overnight tonight, still a fair bit of cloud. That cloud could break at any time, and where it does we could well see fog forming quite quickly, but enough cloud cover to prevent a frost, I think. Lowest around about 2 or 3 degrees. Chilly start, but a dry one. And tomorrow is set to be another mostly dry day. Again, the cloud coming and going. Hopefully you'll see some brightness and temperatures up into double figures. Again, light winds. And that mild prospect continues through Sunday and into the early part of next week. Through next week, it will turn breezier, but still no sign yet, Ellie, of the white stuff.
Thank you very much for the moment, John. We'll speak to you again later. That is it from me and the rest of the team. I am back at 6:30. Bye-bye.